The Department of State originally started back in 1952, and it mushroomed from there. At the current time, we have 238 members in the Department of State. At one time, it was strictly employees of the Department of State, the Agency for International Development, and USIA. But then when everybody started to retire, we weren't in here recruiting anymore, so we started to expand it and opened it for anybody. We do not have a post home. We hold our meetings at the Fort Myer Officers Club, and they have a luncheon meeting. And we are heavily involved in all of the American Legion programs and activities. Now, some of them are not adaptable to the District of Columbia, but we do get involved in the school awards, the oratorical, and here at the State Department, they are very cooperative with us and let us have this reception annually. I have been personally involved with this for 35 years, so it's an old hand to me, but as long as people enjoy their time here, then everything we have to do is worth it.
Every year, this reception is sort of a big moment in the post year, right? Or this is
the big function annually.
Yeah. And the Department of State cooperates marvelously with Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
And
Mr. Kennedy has been a very good friend to us. He was our sponsor for many years, and then when he had to go to Iraq, when he got back, he graciously volunteered to sponsor us again.
The State Department post has a close relationship with the Foreign Relations Commission.
That's correct.
That's usually, all across the country, you've got a lot of Americanism activities, and you've got a lot of VA&R activities. But tell us a little bit about that relationship.
Well, when Mike Schlee was the director of Foreign Relations and National Security, I worked very closely with Mike, and we had a good working relationship up until the time he retired. And we would meet early, probably about September of every year to start the planning, and then he would turn everything over to us to carry from there on.
For the reception, and for other like national security issues, foreign relations issues. I know we have an ongoing resolution that supports proper funding and negotiations and diplomacy. A lot of people don't know that about the American Legion. It's kind of an underknown thing.
There's a lot of things people don't know about the American Legion. They think it's just a bunch of old veterans going into a post home and playing cards or having a drink. But as I often put in giving talks, I show the programs and the youth activities, and that's the true meaning of the American Legion.
The State Department has had a role in defending the security of this nation since 1789, going back even before that to our first diplomats such as Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. We think of ourselves as part of the national security apparatus like the Defense Department, and we are very, very proud and pleased to work with other organizations in America who are very concerned also about the national security. The American Legion is one of them. The American Legion advocates for a strong America, a strong defense, the ability to defend our nation against all enemies, and we are very, very proud to work with an organization like that because we have a series of common interests. How do we, both those of us in the government and those of us who have served so valiantly in our nation in the armed forces that are now out of them, how do we continue to work together? So there are programs that we sponsor. We work closely with the American Legion. We're very, very proud of the fact that you sponsor programs for our young people, and when many of the winners come to Washington, we're very, very proud to host them here, showing them how the national security is sort of an overarching effort of both diplomats and Defense Department personnel and people who promote assistance and development in other countries. It's the, as Secretary Clinton would say, it's the trifecta. It's diplomacy, defense, and development that make this country strong. And the State Department's partnership with the American Legion goes a long way to advancing that cause.